Are you serious? Are we really doing this? You know, do you think this is really a good idea? Oh, well, here we go. I guess it's gonna happen. This video is gonna be a special thanks to Kamala Harris for her help on our mission. All right, folks, in this video, it's gonna get wild. We're talking about some crazy stuff, and I don't know how you're gonna receive this, but basically, we want to say a special thanks to the politicians for scaring everybody beyond measure. We have officially sold all of the 1/10 ounce silver that we have. We've sold roughly about 130,000 1/10 ounce silver rounds in the past week and a half. Oh my gosh. Now, why are we selling so much 1/10 ounce silver? Well, people keep coming in the showroom and they're like, Dave, I'm really concerned about the coming election. I'm concerned about the future, and I still want to be able to buy stuff. And so guys have been coming in and they've been buying cases and cases of 1/10 ounce silver. I thought that we were on a little bit of a roll when, like, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, one guy came in and bought 6 cases. Then a few days later, another guy came in and bought 14 and a half cases of 1/10 ounce silver. Then another guy bought 10 cases of 1/10 ounce silver. Note, all in between, before and after, guys were buying 1 case or half a case or 10 tubes or 20 tubes or 30 tubes. And so we've sold more 1/10 ounce silver in the past couple weeks than we've ever sold in many months put together. It's unbelievable. And people are so concerned about what's going to happen with this election, and that they're concerned about the economy, they're concerned about the results, they're concerned about a civil war and some sort of conflict stateside right here. And so they wanted to protect themselves. So in this video, we want to say a special thanks to the politicians. So seriously, thank you so much to the politicians for being so horrible that Americans have literally stayed awake at night worried about the dystopian future that is approaching. Thank you so much for sending the jobs overseas and making it nearly impossible for people in America to make products and sell them here. Oh, and thank you for the debt. We really appreciate the money that you've borrowed on the backs of our future children and grandchildren. Thank you so much, all of the politicians. That was really nice of you to do that. I know that, you were spending our money when you were doing it, so maybe it was a little easier. But seriously, thanks. And a special thanks to the Federal Reserve. But actually, congratulations. You guys really did an incredible job. I mean, talk about a Ponzi scheme that really works and lasts 100 years. Wow, longest lasting fiat currency in known history. Federal Reserve System. Not just to the left, but to the right, the left and the right. And thank you so much. It's been really nice of you to, get really rich by, lying, frauding the American people and, scaring them and them not sleeping. But at least the silver lining is that not everybody is paralyzed with fear. There are people that are taking action. In the face of fear, they said, well, I'm concerned about this situation. I'm concerned about the economy. I'm concerned about being able to survive. And they use that energy as fuel to get prepared, to get their stuff in order, and that they've done that. So that's the silver lining, folks. And I just wanted to take this moment and say that. And so before we go back to the rest of the video, I hope this reaches you well, and I hope you're taking action in a way that serves you and your family and your future prosperity. Thank you. All joking aside, this was going to happen anyway. Sort of a mathematical certainty. Federal Reserve System, it has to end like all fiat currencies. It always has to end. And so this was going to happen. And so regardless of which puppet they put on the stage, the left puppet, the right puppet, I don't really think that the election is truthful anymore anyway. I think that the true rulers behind the curtain, they pick who we're going to get. And so I think that's what's going to happen this time. And that I think regardless of what happens, there's going to be a lot of angry people. And also, side note, you know, they helped us to sell our product, but our product helps the customers the most. This is not a commercial for 1/10 ounce silver. We're sold out anyway. We sold it all, which I'm happy about. The guys are in the mint right now. They're making more. They're going not as fast as they can, but they're going efficiently, making high quality product so that we'll be back in stock soon. I think that our 1/10 ounce silver helps the customer the most because it gives the customer 10 bullets per ounce. 10 times they can go to the marketplace and buy goods and services. And the spot price, I want to do a quick market update, and I'm just going to run down the list and talk about a few of these different items. Gold right now on Kitco, $2,768. Pretty much right around the all-time high. Definitely pretty good. I would keep some around. Silver, right now $34.22. A little lower than the 2-year high, which was around $35 a few days ago. I think that when we saw the silver price pump past $35, there was going to be a pullback. And as this past several months, we've been watching the silver price. It takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You know, so we see the silver price, it hit 31, then it was a pullback to 29, then it went up to 32, and it was a pullback to 30, and then it was 33, and a pullback to 31, and we hit 35, and then a pullback to 34, 33, 34. I think we're going to see silver go past $35, possibly in the next few days. Roughly, we'll have to see. Maybe it takes a little longer, but I think we're going to see those surges. It's going to go up, and then there'll be a pullback, and then another surge and a pullback. Ultimately, going to keep climbing. I don't see the price of silver going down much aside from short pullbacks, you know, as we go forward. Platinum at $1,048. Platinum's interesting. Don't stack as much platinum myself because it's less universal. Obviously, silver is my favorite thing. Most universal, most gain potential, most divisibility and spendability. But platinum, I have some in my stack. Palladium, very rare, very special use case, highly speculative. I wouldn't go heavy on it because once again, it's a little harder to trade and we sell a couple ounces every 6 months. Rhodium, a lot of volatility, very, very rare uses. Copper. Copper is very interesting to me. $4.27 a pound. I really like copper. I think copper and silver might be the 2 most undervalued assets, largely because they are so papered over that the marketplace is filled with paper silver and paper copper. So copper, this right here is a 10-pound jug of copper. We sell this here in the store for $1, you know, more than the melt value of it. It's a really good price. It's just pure copper granules. Right here on the table, I've got about $12,000 worth of silver. $12,000 worth of copper would be 2,000 pounds, over 2,000 pounds. So for that reason, you may want to stack some copper if you have room for it and a place to store it, and you can get it close to the market price. You may want to just be careful with bars and rounds of copper because the minting cost is usually more than the metal itself. So you may want to stick to like raw copper or scrap copper. Okay, nickel. Nickel is very interesting, and so are nickels. In 2020, because of the fact that nickel is mostly coming from Russia, there was a huge surge in the price of nickel because of some of the worldly events and or wars and things that were happening. and we saw nickel go up to $20 a pound. And during that time, the melt value of a nickel, the coin, a nickel, US nickel, was around 12 cents each. Note that those nickels are 75% copper, 25% nickel. Nickel has a higher melt value right now than copper. Right now, the melt value of a nickel is about 5.05 cents. So it's actually worth slightly more than its face value, but I think that's going to go up. So I do stack some nickels. I think that's a pretty neat thing to do. Crude oil, $67. It's tough to say what oil's going to do, but because of the push for electric vehicles, it's possible that the oil prices may actually come down. And then finally, concluding here, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P up. I can't imagine why. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the massive amount of paper money that they're pumping into it through the inflated currency that they're creating. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that. Sarcasm. So you might see those things go up, but it goes up in dollar price, not necessarily value. And then finally, cryptos. Almost all the cryptos look like they're up today. Bitcoin almost up to $73,000, but I don't recommend it. Not at all. Bitcoin can go up, but it can go down to zero even faster than it goes up. My biggest problem with the cryptos, they aren't anything. To me, when you have something that has real value, silver can be made into millions of different types of products. More than 50% of all things in the US Patent and Trademark Office involve silver somewhere in the design. None of them use Bitcoin as a material or as part of their construction. Bitcoin has no value. It isn't anything except digits on your computer screen, and the theory it's going to go up. So I don't recommend that, but you can do what you want to do. And so lastly, looking at the debt clock, yes, they're almost up to $36 trillion national debt. Wow, good job, politicians. You guys are really rocking this one. I didn't know anyone could even borrow that much money till now, until you proved that it could be done. Oh, and then look at this. Interest on the debt, $979 billion. Defense budget, $939 billion. That's really impressive, guys. You're spending more on interest than national defense. You should really be proud of yourself. That's pretty amazing. It's like buying a toaster for $200 but paying $500 interest on it. Good job, politicians and government. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching this short segment market update. And now back to the rest of the video. You know, if you pay $1 more per ounce or $1 less per ounce, it doesn't really make much of a difference. To me, if you want to get the most value out of your silver, you want to spend it on goods and services, not trade it back in for dollars that are evaporating. And so the best way to do that, if the silver price goes crazy high and then the spot price stops ticking, it's really just going to come down to what you can actually get with your silver. And you got your 1 ounce rounds, your 10 ounce bars, and that's your dollar inflation hedge silver. You're going to use that to buy big things like a truck or a rifle or a land or a cow or a pig. And then your little pieces of silver, like your dimes or your 1/10 ounce, you're going to use that, assuming they don't confiscate the dimes. But anyway, you're going to use that to buy your basic essential supplies, your food and your, toilet paper. Everyone makes these jokes about toilet paper till they don't have it. Or food. If you don't have food, you don't need toilet paper. So getting those supplies, it'll be really good to have the visibility to do it.
Dave, spot price is cranking, and I think it's time for me to put you on the spot. Our viewers, I've been speaking to them when they're customers on the phone. They email me, mike@localsilvermint.com, to place orders, and I get a chance to talk to them, our YouTube viewers and our audience. I have a special request from one of our viewers. He wants you to go over the fundamentals, the basics, and I thought maybe you could run through a little demonstration of just what you would say if you were approaching someone in the marketplace and you wanted to buy something with silver for the first time.
Oh, hello. I see it looks like you've got some beef jerky for sale. Are those 1 pound packages?
Yep, I have just 3 1-pound packs of beef jerky left.
Okay. Well, say I'd be interested in trading for it. I'd like to offer you 1/10 of an ounce of pure silver in trade for your 3 packages of beef jerky.
1/10 ounce, $9.99 silver. That's a fair trade. Here you go.
All right. Thank you so much for this beef jerky. My family's really going to enjoy it. In this video, I just wanted to, articulate that we're happy that people are being prepared. Sure, the politicians scared everybody so much so that they decided to ramrod themselves into preparation mode, but that's a good thing. And sometimes when we're too comfortable, we don't make changes in our lives because we're really comfortable. It's when you're uncomfortable, you have to change. Guy's got a problem with alcohol, and he's like, when things are easy for him to just keep drinking and whatever, but then when the bank is taking his house or something's happening, and then he's like, oh man, now I really have a problem. Sometimes that's what really forces people to make big changes. And so these circumstances, they are a catalyst for people making these preparations. And I'm very much into preparation. I was an Eagle Scout, which is the highest rank of Boy Scouts, motto of the Boy Scouts, be prepared. I was a Green Beret in the Army Special Forces, and when we went on a mission, we would do rehearsals. We would practice and make sure that we had all the proper equipment and we knew how we were going to place our charges and how we were going to set things up. And we did it before we got in the helicopter. That way it went really smooth. And here with this, preparation is key. Yes, it is possible that things could just continue going where they're going and not ever have any type of calamity. It might be a nice smooth sailing. Federal Reserve note keeps working forever. Central bank digital slave currency doesn't come to fruition. Everything is happy and rainbows and birds singing. Or there may still be rainbows and birds singing, but there may be a financial calamity. And are you going to be prepared for it? Or are you going to be like, oh no, that's doom and gloom. I don't want to do that. That's doom and gloom. Everything's going to be fine. Financial catastrophes are a thing of the past. That doesn't happen anymore. They fixed that for us. All right, if that's how you feel, good luck. Good luck. And maybe you'll be right. I like to be prepared. That's why I have thousands of 1/10 ounce pieces in my stack. Sure, you pay more per ounce for it, but when you have 10 times as many pieces, you save money when you spend them. I know you might be getting dizzy doing laps. My cameraman right now, he's like really good at walking backwards, holding the camera, and texting at the same time. Wow, that's weird. Are you really doing that? I'm just kidding. So anyway, thank you so much, folks, for watching our videos. If you like our videos, maybe you want to share them. Maybe you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, subscribe. Click like if you like it. Maybe share it with your friends. Feel free to leave a comment below. Tell us how you feel. Do you love the politicians? Do you love the right? Do you love the left? Do you hate them all? Do you also want to thank Kamala Harris for helping the spot price of silver go up by scaring everyone? And side note, do you want to thank the other side? I'm personally, and also to be clear, this video, I am not advocating for any of the politicians, even though we're making fun of Kamala Harris selling lots of silver. This is not me advocating for or against her for any of the politicians. You might know my favorite pick for President 2024 is actually Kermit the Frog. He's more real than the other options, and I trust him more. So that's my 2 cents. I'm going to cut it off. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
Like currency's not really doing well, and I kind of want to preserve some money.
So you're saying you don't want to watch your hard-earned wealth evaporate away.
Exactly.
I can't imagine why you feel that way.